Well, so they tell us we will go back to the drawing board and correct our mistakes. Clearly, after 2 rounds of matches in the second round, the drawing board corrections are coming to bear as clubs are too careful not to stumble against opponents they fell to in the first round and are churning out some excellent results. But have the latter gone complacent, out of options, or just been outclassed? The Ghana Premier League provide answers to these and more as we observe the dynamics on Friday, Saturday and Monday to sum up week 18. You might have reservations about his way of living, but his second coming gradually seems to be settling down well with the Dade family, and they are finding their mojo game after game. Christian Marcus Tomstrand tells us a story after his controversial takeover in week 10, as well as his graduate goal getter explains to us what gives him the edge up front. And it is my singular honor to welcome you again onto the beautiful game. My name, Abigail Sena Sosu. So anytime you get onto your Facebook page, just search for the beautiful game TBG, like our page, and also go onto our YouTube channel. It is the Ghana League TV. Just subscribe to the channel as we count down the weeks on our 30-week-long marathon. So as a little boy having fun with his friends on the streets of Odoko, little did he know football would be his major career, and that little experience in the bank gave him a rethink about education. In the end, he merged football and education and is doing so well, getting the goals for Great Olympics. Abel Manome tells us his story.
If I could recall, I remember playing football around the neighborhood. We normally played among houses, and that was how it started. Then later on, at Odoko. Then later on, I think 2 houses were put together, made of the players, and we formed one team. And then we started this team. We later involved other players. And then under 12, I started with Kwashiman Manchester United at Kwashiman. And from there, I played under 14 coach league with Great Sidaps FC. Then I came back to Manchester, Kwashiman Manchester under 17. Then after that, I moved to Accra House of Folk. I signed a bit, but I later left for school. So I'm with in school I signed for Kotuku Royals for 2 seasons. Now I'm with Accra Great Olympics. It's been tough, but I think it involves more discipline and you staying focused with what you want to do. So life after football has been the focus, has been the dream of me furthering my education. I hope to do my masters soon. I hope to aspire to be a lecturer. I can give people hope. I can encourage people. There are so many people in the university who are like me. Go to the senior high school, go back to the colleges and tell them encouragement that if I could do it, they could even do more better. So I'm working hard. The focus will not only be Accra Great Olympics, but to aspire to play other clubs in Europe, to make it and then come home to inspire people. The injuries this season was a bit, it really troubled me. It took away a lot of confidence from me, but 2 weeks now I've been splendid. I like the form that I'm in now, and to me, looking at my performance, to me it's okay because out of 16 games so far, I managed to play 8. With the 8 games, I started 7 games. I've scored 5 goals. I think with the 8th game I only came on 10 minutes full time. I think injuries have been a mishap to me, but I always believe that everything good comes from God, and I hope to bounce back the second round. Tomstrand addition to Accra Great Olympics has just added a bit of dynamics to the club, because whatever we're doing, we're already doing these things with Atram. But a new leader has got a new rhythm that he adds up to the team. So I think with our relevant previous knowledge we had from Atram has made it easy. We are easily flowing with it. And he has brought a new atmosphere to the club. He has challenged every player to put up his best. And you could see new faces are in the team. Everyone is struggling for a place in the team. And it's good for players. As where we are now, we're 14 for our 3 weeks. We stayed there for our 3 weeks. But now, God willing, we are 11. So it's good. It's good for us as a club. Against Bekum Chelsea, I was not in the team. But I hope that now that I'm coming up, I hope that with the matches left, I hope to score about 13 or 14 goals. I've always said that the focus is not to win the goal king or to get a call-up, but the objective when starting the league was to help Olympics be somewhere comfortable at the end of the season. And it will be history for us if this badge of Olympics we are able to hold on and we don't go relegation. For 18 years it has been in and out. So it will be history for us, and I will want to be part of the history making. If I say that we'll win the league, I think that will be an impossible task for us. But hopefully we wish to make it to the top 4. That will be a big boost to us, and then next season we will come out stronger than ever.
We are still on the beautiful game TBG, and with me, Abigail Senasosu. He's not a face you see on screens mostly, but if you read from the net, he writes for Sports Crusader. David Corte is my guest today. David, it's a pleasure having you on board.
Thank you.
So we just watched Abel Manome, one of the lads that are coming up for Great Olympics, but for injuries, he started so well. I don't know what you think about him.
I've known Abel Manome for the past 15 years.
Okay.
When he started, I got to know Abel Manome. He was playing the community football game at Buko.
Okay.
There's a small park at Buko. So from there, I followed him to Indafapa, where he was playing under 14 for Amsterdam. So I've known Abel Manome for more than 15 years. So for him, combining education with football is something awesome. Because it's sometimes not all players can combine education and football. Last time I spoke with him, he's currently having his national service at Lagos.
Yeah, so, and he's hoping to have his master's soon.
Exactly. In terms on the field of play, he's one of the fantastic chaps in the Ghana Premier League. And looking at Great Olympics, he was their leading marksman when the season started, but because of injuries, he was on and off. But looking at his quality as a player, he has the power. It's not that so skillful, but he has the power and the speed. So whenever he has the ball, he has an edge over his opponent. So for me, I think the exploit of Abel Manome in the ongoing Ghana Premier League, I'm not surprised because he has been doing that in the last 15 years, and he's now a mature player because he has played at the rough turf. He has played at a very difficult one, because in the Division 1, playing for a club like Kotukuro, you will be visiting some centers that are intimidating, but normally come, because last season was Kotukuro's best player before Great Olympics went in for him. So for me, I'm not surprised with the exploit of Abel Manome. He's a young chap. If not because of injury, I would not be surprised he would have been leaving.
But he made a very interesting statistics but not for the injuries. Let's compare the goals Nicolas Jan has scored and the goals he has scored. He thinks that if he had featured in the number of games Nicolas had, he should be the goal king by now.
Exactly, because we are talking about numbers and stats here.
Yeah.
He has played 9 games, 8
games,
and scored 5 goals. Yes. So averagely, he scored 1 goal
in every game.
Compared to maybe Thomas Abe, we are not writing Thomas Abe and Nicolas Jan out. They are also doing their bad, but we are looking at the games that the player has played and the number of goals that they have scored. Nicolas Jan has played close to 16 games, scoring 9 goals. Then if you strike the average, then 0.5 per goal. Comparing him to Abel Manome, I think he's on right track to say that, because he has not played the 16 games.
Yes.
Maybe if he played the 16 games, he may have not scored even 9 goals. So let's give him the benefit of the doubt that
he gets another 5.
If he could have played the 6 games, then he could have scored more than 5 goals. So I think we should give him the benefit of the doubt. But the kind of player he is, the kind of striker he is, I believe that even if he has played at least 14 games, he would have scored at least 13 goals.
Okay, but let's look at this. Life after football, for me, I always say that if you talk to a footballer and he's able to tell you what exactly he wants to do after football, then you know that person really has a plan. You get it from him that he really wants to go out there again, talk to people, be a sort of encouragement for that experience he had at the bank when he saw an old player. I don't know, but
exactly, because the people that I saw Abel Manome playing when he was playing at Bukom, where he has reached, those people has not reached there. He has taken everything in his life very serious.
Very seriously.
Education serious, football serious. Last time I spoke with him about his educational background, like what you told me the same thing. Sometimes, as a young child, you have to plan life after what you are doing. like me, maybe I'm a writer, I have to plan life after what I'm doing. So he has taken that educational step in order to become a lecturer, in order to inspire people. These are some of the people that I think the PFAG should get them on
to the extent that because of school he had to leave Accra to focus. Yes, the big clubs, and so that of education.
Because of education,
yes.
He left Accra and wrote to UDS, and now he has his first degree. So I think the PFAG should get closer to this kind of job so that they can advise the young footballers coming up, because especially the under 17, we got to know that about four of them failed to write their WASI exam because of national assignment. So we need this kind of young child in our system so that they can inspire the young ones coming up.
Okay, so there's more to life after football. Let's see how Abel Manome charts that out. That leads us straight into week 17 results. Interesting results. If we ask me, and there's one result nobody can go away without talking about. It has been the talking point and has dominated since. The Hearts of Oak just failed to learn. You lost 3-0 at that same venue last season. You go back there and there's an add-on 5.
Abigail, we are talking about Wafa here.
Yes.
And playing that
and we're also talking about Hearts of Oak that seems to have found some fine form.
But you might find some fine form, but sometimes it depends on the opponent that you play against.
Okay.
We are talking about Wafa.
Yeah.
The Sogakupe or the Red Bull Arena is now
a no-go area.
Fortress ground. You can go out there, you can play your heart out, but to get the 3 points is very difficult. This isn't the only team to have pushed them to the latter is Adriana Stars.
Yeah.
Adriana Stars scored before they equalized. Since then, they have won all their games. As of going there, it's like there was a revenge. They wanted to seek for a revenge.
Yeah.
Because they lost to us of 2-1.
2-1 here.
And I think that scoreline really edged them. Because they were leading the league block. After that scoreline, Adriana just leapfrogged them to the top spot. So going to that game, they really want to beat us of Oak. It got to a point, I was watching the game, it got to a point that I was even afraid. I was crying for House of Oak.
They could have scored more?
They could have scored even more than 10 goals.
Wow.
Because House of Oak came into the game, they were just outmuscled, they were just outplayed, and tactically, Klaus Ramusin was up there. For me, I don't know.
You don't think it's the field that came to play for Wafa?
No, not the field. We are talking about Wafa team that can play like Barcelona.
Okay.
For me, this season, the only team that can play like Wafa is Great Olympics.
Okay.
But we are talking about Wafa team that can keep possession for more than 15 minutes.
Okay.
If they concede possession, they have a lot of numbers in order to get the ball back. So I was not surprised that Asafo went down 5-0. Okay. Because in the first half, you were down 2-0.
I thought they could have at least held on to that one, not to save their face.
Look, I was on a TV program.
Okay.
And I suggested a tactical strategy for Asafo coach. I said, if I were to be neutral in that game, I will abandon my 4-4-2.
Pack the bus?
Just pack the bus, not packing the bus, pack the midfield.
Okay. He tried it. He tried with Natalia, Malika,
everything that I said, he did the same thing.
Yes.
But that Wafa guys managed to find loopholes in our support team to eat 5 goals. So for me, as a writer and as someone who has followed the league for more than 10 years, looking at the form of Wafa and playing at the AstroTurf, I'm not surprised that Asafo went down 4-0.
Wow. I thought the 5-0 was too much.
4-0. Because you got your point, even when I was writing the match report,
you are confused.
I was confused because the goals was
just coming.
Wow. Thick and fast. So for me, Wafa, they have a very solid team.
Okay.
They have a very solid goalkeeper. But one guy who is pushing Wafa who has pushed Wafa to this level. Maybe a lot of people have been calling Gideon Majid Ashimori, but there's one guy there, Richard Molamti.
Okay. Someone's an unsung hero.
He has been the player who has been pushing Wafa. He normally does all the dirty work for Majid Ashimori and Gideon Majid. Okay,
so Good Olympics got a point from Kumasi.
For me, I think
they could have won that game.
Exactly. Marcus Tom Strand has added new twists to Great Olympics.
Okay.
Now, Great Olympics is one of the fearless teams that we have in the Ghana Premier League. They won 2-0 against Kotoko. Which for me, though they won, but I thought it was a fluke. I was waiting for the second
so
leg.
the next game.
They went to Kumasi, they scored the first goal, Kotoko equalized through penalty.
So a penalty.
It got to a point when Kotoko were reduced to 10 men. They were delaying because they knew that if they should push for the Great Olympics, would have been beating them. So for me, I'm not surprised because Tom Strand is one guy who knows how to beat Kotoko. He knows how to play very well with Kotoko. All the things that he has coached, Biche United, Kotoko failed to beat Biche United. He went to Mediama, Kotoko failed to beat Mediama. He's now with Great Olympics. Out of 6 men, he has picked 4 points against Kotoko. So for me, I'm not surprised that they're going to Kumasi and pick the point. They should have even won the game.
Okay, so another result I want us to quickly look at, Adriana Bekum Chelsea. I thought that Adriana could have won that game, but they lost 3-2.
Prior to the game, a lot of people were screaming that it's going to be wrong, full unity, something. But Bekum Chelsea really showed that they are a professional team, irrespective of where they reside with Adriana, and they have to go in for the 3 points. It got to a point, Bekum Chelsea scored the first goal, Adriana equalized, and they took the lead. With 15 minutes to the end of the game, Bekum Chelsea scored 2 quick goals, and I think it was a fair result because Bekum Chelsea playing at Bekum. This is their year to lose a game.
Okay.
They have drew only 2 games against Kotoko and Great Olympics. So I think their result against Adriana for me is not a surprising result. But many people thought because Adriana want to solidify their league, they should have won that game. But playing Bekum Chelsea at Bekum Golden City Park is a very difficult game. It's a very dicey game. So I'm not surprised that Adriana lost that game by 3-2 because Bekum Chelsea for me, this is they are very stubborn at all.
But are you surprised Siki Akuna won?
I'm not surprised because they want to beat the relegation zone. And in the second round, they went in for more than 5 players. The likes of Abeku, Emerson, Theophilus Nyami, their former goalkeeper George Wu. And it seems like Siki Akuna has brought something new. Because last time I saw a particular picture, he was teaching the boys on the board how to do some tactical formation. Because Siki Akona has played at the highest level, captain Westbrook, so you know in and out of football when it comes to tackling. So I'm not surprised that Ashanti go 1-3-0. For me, I think it's a scoreline that will edge them on going into week 18 because where they lie now. A team that won the Ghana Premier League 2 seasons ago is now battling relegation.
So some interesting results we had in week 17 with clubs trying so hard to beat that relegation zone. But quickly, let's run by you the league table so far after week 17. West African Football Academy are still on top with 35 points. Adriana Stars are second with 33 points. Akahat Suffolk, after that hefty defeat, are on third with 27 points. Bekum Chelsea are fourth, followed by Kumasi, Asante Kotoko. Bekum Bechem United are also there on the league log in 5th position, followed by Mediama, then Ebusian Dwells. We have Inter Allies, Elmina Sharks, Wa All Stars, defending champions, still in the mid-zone. Then Great Olympics tiptoeing up there bit by bit under Christian Marcus Tomstrand. Liberty Professionals are trying to find their way also. And then Temo Youth, Ashgold, and finally Bolga All Stars. Well, the Ghana League TV channel on your YouTube gives you more of these discussions and more as we follow the Ghana Premier League. And also, like us on your Facebook page, there's the beautiful game TBG. Well, he took over the sinking ship amidst all the storms and controversy and has gone 6 games with 2 wins, 3 losses, and a draw. Christian Tomstrand has brought some new air around Great Olympics, and fans have gone to bed again and are clamoring for results week after week. He tells us how it has been a month and over with the Daddy Boys.
Came into the team, it was somehow unstable. It was not easy to get everybody's trust. And also we had a few away games that were tough for us. So we didn't pick that many points in the beginning. And also a lot of changes in the team and all of that kind of things. So the beginning was tough, but now I see a change, I see a transformation. I see a new energy coming inside, and I hope that we are on the right path. Accra Great Olympics, they play good football, but it was just the last third or a few details that had to be fixed. And of course, the points is very important, and they didn't get the points. But if I look at the whole Ghana Premier League as in whole, looking at, for example, Ashanti Gold and also the new coaches that has coming in, I mean, for Hasselfolk, interesting, and the Kumasi coach, very interesting. So it has been a very interesting first round. Ghana Premier League is a very exciting league, and there's always something going on, always something drama or something good, or yeah. That is the purpose now for people to talk about the beautiful game of the football, because football gives us a lot. Without football, then we would have a lot of problems. Football is teamwork. Football is about making everybody feeling that they are contributing. That is how I try to set up the organization. And also I had good help from my management. I'm very happy with the recruitments that we have done. The players have the attributes that are going to give our team a better dimension, more dimensions in our play, so we can change our style of play in different ways. Also, I think that we have been doing well in the defense as well. We have not considered many goals. The latest matches, I think that we have clean sheets. That is very important. So I think that the whole playing body is doing a very, very fantastic job. I want to see us above the relegation zone, and I want to see us play good football. Then I'm happy. If we play good football, I'm happy.
David, don't you think it will be mean on someone's side, aside of Tom Strand's reservation to say he has not done well? I think that after a month, we are seeing a new grade Olympics.
Exactly. Unfortunately, I was at the fire service park when Great Olympics management decided to bring on board Tom Strand.
Yeah.
And you could see that Great Olympics supporters disagreed with the club's management, saying a lot of things against Tom Strand. And for the past 3 days, look, for me, I see Great Olympics supporters, though they are not many as compared to Kotoko,
very loud,
but they are very vociferous. They can shout on top of their voice, and they disagree with the management. In Tom Strand's first game at Dansoma, unfortunately, I was not there, but the report that I gathered, because of the agitation from the supporters, they knew that Great Olympics is going to lose against Liberty. And they drew. So because of that, the management, in preparation in order to bring security on board, they brought on, I think, 10 soldiers in order to curtail the action from the supporters. But he went there and drew. He went to Tema. He lost at Tema. Then he came back to Accra Sports Stadium. And they won 2-0 against Kotoko. The last time Great Olympics won against Kotoko at Accra Sports Stadium, I can't remember. But they outplayed Kotoko and they won 2-0. Since then, when he came, Great Olympics was at the 15th position. Now they are at the 11th position. And they believe that they can even break into the top four. So for me,
it's a delight to watch him train at the Thomas Aquinas Park. It's like one thing about Tom Strand people don't really get is he comes down to the level of his players. So the understanding is there. You get to play for him, and he tells you that he's a 12th person on their pitch, and he will take that blame from them if everything goes wrong.
Tom Strand, many people see Tom Strand as a coach, but for me, from where I sit, I see Tom Strand as a lecturer. Okay. Because anything that he tells his players, they normally display the same thing on the field of play. And whenever he's on the touchline, you can clearly see that he's also part of the players playing. Any decision that goes against the player normally goes against him. So for me, I see Tom Strand as, for me, currently the best manager that we have in the Ghana Premier League, because we went to Bechem United. Bechem United was they were even Languishing at the bottom.
Yes.
But they went to Biche United, did something new for Biche United, went to Mediama, did the same thing to Mediama. But it's unfortunately he has some misunderstanding and personal problem with Media. He left. Now he's now coaching Great Olympics, and he has proved all his greatest.
Because he sat in this same chair here. He's been here before, but he was here as a guest like you are. And I think he has some predictions right when we're talking about Mediama. And he said that he's at Great Olympics. He's not really bothered about the fans, like the agitations. He just wants to prove them wrong. And I think that he just made everybody go to bed.
Exactly, because
they are quiet.
Great Olympics started this season. Ebe Manomi and Osabe Nadino was their best players. Yeah. Now, for Ebe Manomi, because of injuries, not playing. But for Osabe Benadino, because of Great Olympic issue with Gordon Atram, it's now out of the team. But now Great Olympics is winning. They have brought on Amin Mohamed from Accra, so for Kaplaka from Ivory Coast, even Kwame Boateng, and Asante, Emmanuel Asante, and now Great Olympics is one of the best teams that you can watch. They play delightful football. Yes. Though they might lose, but they will not just lose easily. Yeah. They can play because in their game against Wafa at Accra Sports Stadium, a lot of people write off Great Olympics, but they held Wafa at Accra Sports Stadium to a positive goalless draw. So I think the resurgence of Great Olympics should be credited to Tom Strand because he has added new twists to the play of Great Olympics.
Some 12 games to go, can they survive?
They can even be among the top 14.
Okay.
But the way they are playing currently, the management are supporting the team. Now the fans who were agitated prior to Tom Strand appointment has now come back and they are now supporting Tom Strand. And I think with sometimes in Ghana you can have a best team, but referees can cause your downfall, like what happened in Kumasi. Though I was not there, but the report that I gathered, the penalty that was awarded against Olympics was a dubious penalty. And I think if he has everything at his disposal, I think Great Olympics can be in the top 4, not even beating the relegation.
You said something earlier that he's one of the best experienced coaches we are having. What sets him apart?
Because his stars normally speak for himself. His numbers, all the clubs that he has coached, he normally wins some laurels for them. For me, he came to Great Olympics at a time where Great Olympics is dead. He came to Great Olympics in his first official game, that was the FA Cup. He lost to Young Wise. If he has taken charge of Great Olympics at least a month ago, by now I think Great Olympics will be competing in the second tier club for the FA Cup. But in the Ghana Premier League, out of possible maybe 15 points, he has managed to get 7 points, and I think it's a pass mark.
Okay, well, so Christian Tom Strand sat here and said he was going to turn Great Olympics around, and gradually, I think that match after match, he's doing something new. But for that game in Kumasi, where the Black Stars of Ghana would have to beat Ethiopia to kickstart their 2019 African Cup of Nations qualifiers, Week 18 will start tomorrow with some 6 games across our league centers. Then on Saturday, then that big one will be on Monday. So rolling by other fixtures for Week 18, it will be Liberty Professionals against West African Football Academy. Accra Hearts of Oak will wait for Bolga All-Star to see if they can redeem themselves and get their fans back home. Coach Remy says Elmina Sharks will travel to play Inter-Allies at the Ewak Sports Stadium, and Mediama SC will welcome Ashko. Dwarfs will play Bechem United, while All-Stars at the Wa Park will play Bekum Chelsea. And then on Saturday, it will be Great Olympics at the Accra Sports Stadium as they welcome Temo Youth. And on Monday, Gianna Stars at the Nana Osiadeya Jumambedu, the second park, will play Coach Steve Pollack's Asante Kotoko. David, Week 18, interesting, Friday, Saturday, Monday. Which games would you want to touch on? Can Hearts of Oak do it against Bolga? They drew in Bolga 3-3. Exactly. Bolga also drew their last game at home, interestingly. So it is not going to be easy for Hearts. I don't think so.
Hearts of Oak is playing Bolga All-Stars. And this is in Bolga All-Stars. The only game that they managed to pick a point was against Ashanti Gold. And after that, all their games on the road, they have lost all their games. their last away game, they lost 4-1 to Mediama. They will be facing us of wounded this season. Despite their 4-0 loss at Wafa. 5-0? 5-0 loss. I don't know why I kept on point. I want to reduce them. Despite their 5-0 loss at Wafa, this season, Accra Sports Stadium is seemingly has been a fortress ground for certain clubs.
Okay.
They have managed to drop only 6 points at home.
At home.
Meaning they have dropped 3 games. Facing Burger All-Star, for me, I have soft spots for Burger All-Star because of my uncle relationship with them.
Okay.
But they'll be facing House of Folk who have lost their last game 5-0. Definitely, House of Folk will be going to the game without their lady marksman. That is for Cobra.
That's it, because in that game in Burger All-Stars, I think he got the assist for all those 3 goals.
So
here
Frank
he's out on
as a coach,
national
he has to get a credible replacement for Cobra, because for now in House of Folk setup they have Daniel Collier, they have Samuel Ibrahim. Unitarian will not be playing because of the red card against Wafa.
Yeah.
But irrespective of the starting level that House of Folk will present on Friday, they will surely beat Burger All-Stars. Irrespective of maybe they can beat Burger All-Stars 1-0, 2-0.
But they won't get that margin again?
No, they will not get that margin.
Okay.
But for House of Folk supporters, they want the club to even beat Burger All-Stars 5-0 or 4-0.
No, they will want a margin that will make them quickly forget what they suffered in Soga Cup.
But knowing House of Folk supporters, they are now calm.
Yeah.
If the team should drop a point against Burger All-Stars, then the hit will be on Frank Mutar. That's how House of Folk supporters are. If tomorrow the club fails to win, there will be a lot of hits. Even 5-0, a lot of issues has cropped up. Yeah. Many people are saying the players are being 3 months and blah, 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 blah.
House of Folk just has to lose and you get all the stories you want.
That's all.
Okay. But Liberty Professionals against Wafa. I think that Michael Osei took over and we are seeing a new Liberty, if you ask me, that possessive football. We know who Michael Osei is, and he's putting in some young lads we normally see on the bench. Can they hold Wafa?
I spoke with one Liberty player and he said since Michael Osei came on board, the kind of training that he has been giving them, Charlie, is too much. And I told that player that Michael Osei is a German trained coach. Yeah. So whether you like it or not, that out training will come. But in his last 2 games, drew 1-1 with House of Folk, drew goalless with Tema Youth. Now they are going to host Wafa. In the reverse feature, they lost 1-0 to Wafa. Yeah. So they have everything at their disposal. They will be playing at their favorite career park. For the first time in the season, Liberty lost at home 3-0 against House of Folk.
And he watched, and since then I've not seen them lose.
Exactly, but some new faces has joined the team. Yeah. Simon Zibo started the season with them. He has to leave for trust. He has now come back. Now they have Richie Kisibuati in their experience. Exactly. And their goalkeeper, Fatah Odida, has now get a call up into police national team. So everything now is moving smoothly for Liberty. But it's up to Liberty to put the brakes on Wafa. Because if Wafa should lose that game and Ediana should beat Kotogo, then it means that the overtaking has happened again. And Wafa, for me, this season they have been one of the best
away teams
on the road. Yeah. Winning 4-1 against Wild Stars. A particular ground many people normally don't go there to pick one, but they went, they beat them 4-1.
This season, Wild Stars, what is happening? Is it that case of win the championship and you just go flat?
That has been the norm in Ghana football. Look at Ashanti go now. Yes. 2 seasons ago, they won the Ghana Premier League.
And they're
now
struggling.
Look at where they are. House of Folk won the Ghana Premier League 2008. The following season, they nearly went to relegation. So that has been the norm when it comes to Ghana football. But Wafa and Liberty Professional, for me, I predict a win for Liberty.
You predict a win for Liberty. Would you go ahead to tell us the number of goals, or you want to leave?
It will be slim margin.
Okay, 1,
because this
2.
Season, Liberty normally don't score much, a lot of goals at home.
Okay, but all they know how to do is to win.
To win, 2-1.
Samuel Safo is also not in there. Yes, he's also out for national assignment.
Exactly. But for me, irrespective of that, they might have some young child that can fill in the shoes of Samuel Safo. For me, I think Liberty stand up favorite to beat Wafa. Okay. Because they want to beat the relegation. Yes.
We will not be fair to Olympics if we overlook them because they are our main topic today. Exactly. Great Olympics against Tema Youth. Tema Youth, they are struggling. I don't know what is happening. Why that distraction now? They are not powerful like they started in the first round. The reason why
Tema Youth is struggling is not because of financial issue, but they were not prepared for the league. Okay. Because of Dreams FC case, they just joined the league.
You think they just gathered their players?
They just gathered their players. Maybe the players were only holidays, you just call them. So they have never had enough preseason ahead of their game.
But when you watch them on the AstroTurf,
individually, they can play very well. But in terms of teamwork, they don't have the teamwork.
Okay.
In all the away games that they have played, their best game that I saw them display was against Dwarfs. They drew 1-1 with Dwarfs. Now they'll be playing against Great Olympics, who for the past 3 games has one of the best. Their last home game, that is Great Olympics against Chelsea.
Yeah.
Though Chelsea came into the game with a defensive mentality, but Great Olympics managed to break their defensive network and they scored the only goal. For Tema Youth, I think they are just coming to Accra Sports Stadium to play. Definitely, the Great Olympics will pick the 3 points, irrespective of the scoreline. Now, for Great Olympics, what they want is the 3 points. They don't care about
who is coming.
They don't care about that. They want the 3 points.
I'm sure Adriana Stars will be looking on so well to see if Liberty can beat Wafa before they concentrate on their game on Monday. Yeah. What happened in Doma? Is it going to be a win?
When was the last time Kotoka even won a game in Doma? Their best has been a draw. And even their draw is not a
comfortable one.
Goalless draw.
Okay.
I can't recall the last time Kotoko scored a goal in Doma. And for me, Adriana this season, House of Hope went there, within the space of 20 minutes, they were down to 0.
2 goals.
The only team to add to have owned Adriana Stars at their favorite table was Wow Stars, which was goalless draw. They have won all their games. Their last home game, they defeated Biche United.
Not so all this new wind blowing in Kotoko, they still can't do anything.
For me,
Steve Pollak cannot do something.
If Steve Pollak, if something new was blowing in Kotoko, like Kotoko should have beaten the Great Olympics. Though Sadiq Adams is in the team, but in terms of
he got that equalizer.
True
penalty. Penalty is part of the game.
Penalty is part of the game, but it was true penalty. Then it means that Kotoko cannot score
in open play.
Okay. For Kotoko this season, their problem has been goal scoring. Since Pollak came, his first game, 1-0 against in an FA Cup game against Pride United. He went to Tema 1-0, June 1-1. So Kotoka cannot score beyond 2 goals. You'll be facing Adriana, one of the best defensive teams in the Ghana Premier League. And playing at Doma, you normally don't concede goals at Doma. So it's going to be a very difficult game for Steve Pollak. For me, if I were to be a Kotoko fan, if I were to be a Kotoko management member, I would have preferred even if we should lose 1-0. Because if Kotoko go in to attack them, they will punish Kotoko. Because they have fast wingers. Samad Adams is there, Zakaria Mumuni is there.
Wafa has also shown that they can also play away this season, so I don't want us to put our money on it and say Wafa will not survive.
They are also struggling in the Premier League, so they also need that win to push them up. So definitely they'll be hoping that Wafa will fall at that summer, and definitely hosting Kotoko on Monday.
Yeah.
I think Kotoko, it will be disaster for them. It will be disaster because Adriana is a well-determined side. They want to win the Ghana Premier League this season. Last season they came close. Kotoko, though I cannot get you the exact scoreline, but in football anything can happen. But I predict that Adriana will win, but Kotoko can go there and pull a surprise.
So you predict?
I predict a win for Adriana.
2-3-4. 2-1. 3-1.
Despite Kotoko 4-4. They can boast of a very solid defense.
Yeah.
So I would say maybe 1-0 would be good for Indiana.
No, okay. So writer David Corte has laid down his cards, and it's evident that whether Friday, Saturday or Monday, the interest and the fun in the Ghana Premier League cannot be taken away. We are going to experience Friday football. Join us wherever you are in the various stadia, and let's continue with week 18 of the Ghana Premier League. But before we take leave of you, we just wish our local lads that have made it to the national team the best of luck as they line up against Ethiopia. I don't know if you have something to say to our players from our Premier League.
Exactly, because all the players that had a call-up in the national team, they really deserve it. Sambo Safo, Mufo Kobna, Nicholas, Opoku, the 3 goalkeepers, for me, they really deserve it. Okay. Even it got to a point where Apia was selective in terms of selecting the players. Because the likes of Thomas Abbey, the likes of Zakaria Mumi, the likes of Gideon Waja, they are there. But they all cannot make it into the team. So I think the 7 players that have had the opportunity to be with the team, I think they should make good use of it. Because they have to pave way for the other local players to be on the team.
Okay, so everybody keeps saying that make good use of that experience you are going to have and pave way for the others to also follow. It's been an interesting run again on the beautiful game. My name is Abigail Sena Soso. And David, thank you very much for coming aboard. We'll do this again very soon as we usher in week 19.